My name is Phyllis York.
And my name is Anna Fox.
And we're here to talk to you today about ESL. My husband Tim pastors a church in Smyrna, Tennessee, and we are partnering with two different cultures, the Hispanic culture and an Arabic or Egyptian culture. And we've come to realize that these cultures are interested in learning English. So we're beginning a new ministry called ESL. Anna and I both have been involved in ESL on two different occasions, and we just want to let you know how easy it is to start this in your church. So Anna, how easy is it to start, or how hard is it to start an ESL program?
It's actually very easy. There's so many resources out there that are free, and then there's resources that you pay for to get help to start an ESL program. And other ESL groups are more than willing to help you get started because the need is so great, especially in this area, that there's plenty of opportunities for new ESL programs to begin. And once students find out about these programs, they continue to tell their friends, and it just grows. So it's definitely easy and a big need.
Yes. And what qualifications does someone have to have in order to teach ESL?
They don't really need any qualifications. They just will be able to follow the curriculum or whatever resources that your group decides to use, and just have a friendly face and be patient and willing to work with your students.
What blessings have you received personally from teaching ESL in the past?
I have a story. One of my biggest blessings was a unit what we were working on were names of rooms in your house, names of rooms at your workplace. And there was a section of the unit called the break room. Well, we know a break room is for your lunch or your break at work. You can go into the room and have a snack, eat your lunch. But our student thought that the break room was the bathroom, and she thought that her employer was asking her to eat lunch in the bathroom, and she was so broken. And when she realized it was actually where everyone eats lunch and where everyone has a break, it was joyous to her because she realized her employer cared. And we made that connection in that classroom.
That's cool. That's really cool. And some of the things that you teach, this is just conversational English. And if you get some students who want advanced, then you can get people who are really good in English to be able to teach them, the parts of speech and those kind of things. But the basic things that we teach in ESL are phrases or words that they need in their everyday language, like going to a doctor's office, teaching them what a receptionist is, or teaching them what an appointment is. We've also realized that they don't really sometimes understand numbers, especially when it deals with dollars. And so it's just really easy because all of the things that we take for granted that we talk about every single day, they don't really understand or know how to say that. And so if you can start an ESL ministry in your church, it may just start off with 2 or 3 people, but then when those 2 or 3 people learn English and see what kind of help it gives to them, then they're going to tell their friends, and before long you're going to have a really big ministry going on in your church. So what is the expense involved for the church and for the student?
So for the church, it depends on how you are ready to start. So for us, we are going to do a 6-week program at the beginning, and our cost will be buying binders and paper, and we're going to print off some online resources that we have just to get started. But then there are curriculums out there that you can purchase that are more expensive. And for the student, it depends on what your church needs them to cover, but they need to pay something. It will keep them invested, it'll keep them coming, and it gives them some worth. They don't want things for free, and they don't want to feel like a charity. They want to be a part, and they want to learn, and they know that there's a cost, and they want to help pay for the cost. And so even if they have to give a little bit at a time, they need to pay to feel invested to the class.
Right.
But it's customizable to your group.
Right. And they don't always have to pay it like the fee right up front the whole amount. They can make monthly or weekly payments.
Right.
And you want to have the class how often?
Once a week. It's very important that you do it once a week. If you can have it more than once a week, that's even better. But for us here and our resources and the amount of time our people can give, we can only do once a week. But there are options for more than once.
Right. So how do you get teachers?
Well, here at the Grove, we opened it up to our church body and said, hey, we want to start this program. The two of us are starting it, and we would like some help. And we had some of our own people reach out. And then I've reached out to some school teachers and said, hey, we're doing this. Is this something you would like to be a part of? There's probably a lot of people in your community that would be ready and willing to, if you don't have people in your church that can help you get it started.
Right. If you have people in your church who want to be involved in the ESL ministry, but they really don't want to be an instructor, they can bring refreshments. You can set your schedule to where you can have a refreshment time. We're going to have a 45-minute class period. Then we're going to have a 30-minute period of time to rest and have refreshments. And then we're going to end with another 45 minutes. That way they're not overwhelmed with so much instruction, but they still have plenty of time to learn this stuff that you're talking to them about.
Right. And during that refreshment time, it's a great way for them to interact with your people and to build relationships and connections where they might share something personal going on in their life, and that church member can become their friend. And through that, they can disciple them to Jesus. And that's what this whole ministry is about, is to help them learn and to make life easier on them, but ultimately for them to find Jesus.
If you and your church are interested in beginning an ESL ministry, there are a couple of things that you can do, or one thing in particular that you can do to find out if there are different languages within driving distance of your church. And what is that?
That's the Know Your Community report that the executive office partners with Church Answers. So you can email questions at nafwb.org or go to our website, nafwb.org, and there's a Know Your Community section that tells you more information about it. But this will give you a good idea of the demographics around your church. Within a 5, 10, or 15-minute drive to your church, you'll know the demographic of your area.
Yeah, and that's how we found out we had Arabic-speaking people within our community. We thought it was mainly Hispanic, and we ended up finding out that there were more Arabic or Egyptians that lived within a 10-minute drive of our church, and we were totally surprised.
Right.
So if this is something that you would like more information about, or you have other questions, you can always contact me at Phyllis, Phyllis, at nafwb.org, and Anna and I can get together and answer your questions, and we would love to be able to share more with you. Thank you for joining us today.